Curious, as these teams start to take shape in 2023 and then 2024, like what was your leadership style in conjunction with a player like Caitlin, but also the rest of your teammates?
Yeah, I would say like definitely those first 2 years, we definitely were working together to like, I was definitely more of like the calmer presence and being like, hey, like look me in the eyes, you know, deep breath, like it's all gonna be okay. And I think like the leadership style that I really had was just like trust. Like she trusted me because she had seen me like putting in the work in the gym. She knew how much I cared. Like,
what happens when you're besties with the most talked about player in college hoops Kate Martin knows? And she's not holding back from Caitlin Clark's insane court antics to the hilarious chaos off the hardwood. Kate dishes on their unforgettable Iowa Run Think slam dunks inside jokes and one rogue squirrel curious you should be. This isn't just basketball, it's behind-the-scenes brilliance with a side of laughs you didn't know you needed. Let's just say Iowa was never boring.
Wrap your head around 139 games. Like, that seems like a ton of games. And lucky enough, we've had postseasons where we've got a lot of extra games, whether it's been the Big Ten tournament, whether it's been the NCAA tournament. We've been able to have some long seasons, and that's something I'm really thankful for. And to be honest, like, I don't think I have the type of career if I don't have a teammate like Kate. She's been one that has had my back. You know, she holds me accountable. I hold her accountable. But I think at the same time, like, me and Kate are wired so similarly that like we get each other on a different level. She's so competitive. You know, her dad was a football coach growing up.
That whole era, legendary, I mean full-on folklore status. Kate Martin was the heart, the glue, the sideline hype squad, the floor general, the locker room therapist, the team mom, and somehow also the team prankster. She didn't just play basketball. She lived it with a kind of caffeinated intensity that made you want to dive for a loose ball even if you were sitting in your living room watching on a Tuesday night, that era.
Because you were the first person who I felt like said, yeah, Kate Martin's a pro. Like, draft Kate Martin, she's going to be able to do different things. I think you started saying that you're either sophomore or junior year. And, you know, media members aside, I'm not, you know, maybe it's me, maybe it's not me, not going to throw myself under the bus here. We were like, you know what? I think she could be a fringe WNBA player. She has potential, but you know, Caitlin's given her endorsement. If there's one thing I've learned about you in covering you for 4 or 5 years or whatever, how long it's been, when you talk ball, you genuinely talk basketball. Like, there's no personal relationship attached. So I guess, how do you feel about Kate doing really well and unrivaled so far? And now she's getting a chance at the Valkyrie to really make a statement next year.
And now she's out there living her WNBA dream like a real life sports movie. Except she's the director, the star, the cinematographer, and probably made the soundtrack too. Let's not kid ourselves, Kate wasn't just a leader on that Iowa team. She was the embodiment of Team Caitlin. Might have been hitting logo threes and defying the laws of physics, but Kate was the one who made sure everyone knew the scouts stayed locked in and remembered to hydrate.
So Caitlin Clark revealed her squad goals, sort of. This is a play on words, a pun, if you will, just having a little fun with Caitlin Clark's latest interview. She did an appearance with, I believe his name pronunciation is David Eichel of Swarmcast 24/7 Sports. I will link the full piece in the description.
Every time Iowa needed to stop a spark or a sarcastic remark to break the tension, Kate Martin delivered. And Golden State. Oh, you mean the literal House of Splash. The place where basketball IQ is as valuable as a 40 in vertical. Could there be a more poetic landing spot for a player who's all hustle brains and hustle again? She fits right in, cutting through. Defenses like a hot knife through defensive miscommunications, hitting corner threes like they offended her, and setting screens like she's being paid per bruise.
Quick, what did you notice about Caitlin's like work ethic?
Yeah.
Was there anything that stood out?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she was in the gym constantly.
Yeah.
And it was like the way she approached everything too was like, it was like with a sort of excellence. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just gonna go through the motions and like whatever. It was like, no, like I'm here to kick your butt in every single drill, every single practice, like, and especially whenever our like gray squad guys were playing against us, it was like, if you're across from me, you're my enemy, you know? And like, I think that's just kind of how you have to approach things to get better. And she had that, you know, next level mindset, and it really just raised us all up with her.
Yeah. The Warriors may have the glitz, but Kate brings that Midwestern grit, that corn-fed tenacity that screams, I boxed out for 14 years before I ever took a shot. And the whole draft night arc that deserves its own Hallmark movie, she wasn't even planning to be drafted. She showed up to support Caitlin. probably thinking she'd be clapping, cheering, maybe sneaking a Sprite. Next thing, she's walking up in heels she didn't expect to walk in, shaking Kathy Angelbert's hand like, wait, me? It was the most wholesome plot twist in WNBA history, and in Vegas, my God, she thrived. Of course she did. Kate doesn't do background roles even as a rookie. She walked into that locker room like she'd been there since Bill Laimbeer invented defense.